Imagine this. You're at a family gathering, surrounded by your kids and grandkids, but the air feels heavy. Their smiles are polite, their hugs brief, and you catch them glancing at the door, ready to leave. You're left wondering, when did I become the person they tiptoe around? Why don't they stay longer, talk deeper, like they used to? I'm Dr. Thomas, a physician and psychologist with 30 years of experience, and I've seen this heartbreak in countless patients on living fully after 50. That sinking feeling of disconnection, of losing the warmth you've built over a lifetime, it's real, and it cuts deep. The truth? You might be slipping into habits, small and silent, that push people away, and nobody's telling you because they don't want to hurt you. Today, on our channel, I'm going to share 12 habits that might be dimming your light, with stories from real people like you and practical ways to fix them. Stay with me, because by the end, you'll have a roadmap to not just age, but thrive with confidence, connection, and a spark that draws everyone closer. Let's get started. 1. Letting self-care slip away. You know that moment when you catch a whiff of something and realize, it's you? Maybe it's a shirt you've worn one too many times or hair that hasn't seen a brush in days. It's not about vanity, it's about the little things that say, I'm still here. I had a patient, Ellen, 74, a retired teacher with a laugh that could light up a room. But her book club started meeting without her. Why? Her friends noticed her clothes were wrinkled, her breath a little off. They didn't say a word, but they sat farther away, their invites dwindled. Ellen was crushed when her daughter gently pointed out the issue. I didn't even notice, she told me, tears in her eyes. I thought I was just getting older. Here's the truth, hygiene isn't just about cleanliness, it's a signal of self-respect. When it slips, people, especially younger ones, pull back. They don't want to hurt you, so they don't say anything. They just shorten visits, skip hugs. It's not you they are avoiding, it's the message your self-care sends, I've given up a bit. But you haven't, have you? The fix is simple. A fresh shirt, a quick shower, a trimmed nail or two. These small acts shout, I value myself, and I value you. As Maya Angelou once said, people will forget what you said, but they'll never forget how you made them feel. Make them feel your presence, your care. Comment number 1 below if this hits home, and let's keep going. 2. Speaking without a filter. Ever catch yourself saying something and the room goes quiet? Maybe you made a blunt comment about someone's job or their kid's hairstyle, thinking, I'm just being honest. That's what happened to Jack, a 70-year-old former mechanic I worked with. At a family barbecue, he told his niece, you're wasting your life on that art degree. He laughed, but she didn't. She stopped coming to family events, and Jack was baffled. I was just trying to help, he told me. But here's the thing, honesty without kindness is just criticism. As we age, that inner voice that says, maybe don't say that, gets quieter. You feel you've earned the right to speak freely, but others hear judgment. They don't tell you, they just pull back. Conversations get shorter, invites fewer. The fix? Pause before you speak. Ask, is this kind? Is this helpful? If you wouldn't say it to your grandkid, don't say it to anyone. As the Dalai Lama says, our prime purpose in this life is to help others. And if you can't help them, at least don't hurt them. Wrap your wisdom in compassion, and people will lean in, not out. Comment number 2 to let me know you're with me. 3. Dressing like the past owns you. Let's talk about your closet. Those comfy pants from 1995, that shirt you love but doesn't quite fit, they are more than clothes. They are a story you're telling the world. I had a patient, Sarah, 68, who wore the same baggy sweaters for years. They are comfortable, she said. But her daughter confided, Mom looks like she's given up. Sarah didn't realize her outdated style made her seem disconnected, like she was stuck in time. Clothes that don't fit or scream decades ago can make people see you as less present, less engaged. It's not about chasing trends, nobody's asking you to wear skinny jeans. It's about showing you're still here. Try a well-fitting jacket or a shirt that brings out your eyes. It's not vanity, it's dignity. As Coco Chanel said, dress shabbily and they remember the dress, dress impeccably and they remember the woman. Show the world you're still the star of your story. Comment number 3 if this resonates. 4. Hugging the spotlight in conversations. We've all got stories, decades of them. But sometimes, we get so caught up in sharing, we forget to listen. Meet Tom, a 72-year-old retired firefighter. At every family dinner, he'd launch into tales of his glory days, barely letting his grandkids get a word in. They started texting under the table, avoiding his eyes. Tom thought he was bonding, but he was dominating. I just want them to know me, he told me, his voice breaking. When you interrupt or talk over others, it feels like a lecture, not a conversation. People, especially younger ones, want to feel heard. The fix? Listen more than you speak. Ask questions. Let pauses linger. As Stephen Covey said, most people do not listen with the intent to understand, they listen with the intent to reply. When you truly hear others, they seek your wisdom, not avoid it. Comment number 4 to share your thoughts. 5. Judging the younger crowd. Kids these days is a phrase I hear a lot. It's easy to roll your eyes at phones or tattoos, but those judgments build walls. I worked with Betty, 75, who constantly griped about her grandson's obsession with video games. He's wasting his life, she'd say. One day, he invited her to play Mario Kart. She was skeptical but gave it a try. They laughed for hours, and Betty saw a new side of him: creative, focused, kind. Criticizing younger generations doesn't make you wise, it makes you seem bitter. Instead, try curiosity. Ask, What's it like growing up now? You'll open doors to connection, not close them. As Nelson Mandela said, education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. Educate yourself about their world, and they'll come to you for yours. Comment number 5 if you're still here. 6. Forgetting modern manners. The world's changed, and so have the rules. Loud phone calls in a cafe, standing too close in line, or playing videos without headphones. These small acts can grate on people. I had a patient, Mike, 69, who didn't realize his habit of blasting YouTube in a waiting room annoyed everyone. A nurse gently suggested earbuds, and Mike was mortified. "I didn't know," he said. Modern etiquette isn't about being stuffy, it's about respect. Notice how others navigate shared spaces. Lower your voice, give room. It shows you're still tuned in. As Emily Post said, manners are a sensitive awareness of the feelings of others. A little awareness goes a long way. Comment number 6 to let me know you're following. 7. Turning health into your only story. Aging brings aches, knees creak, backs ache. It's tempting to share every detail, but when health dominates your conversations, it can overwhelm others. I worked with Linda, 71, who always talked about her arthritis or doctor visits. Her friends stopped calling, not because they didn't care, but because they felt drained. Linda learned to balance her talks, mentioning her health but also asking about their lives. Her friendships bloomed again. You deserve empathy, but balance is key. Share a health update, then pivot to a story, a book, a sunset, a memory. As Helen Keller said, life is either a daring adventure or nothing at all. Let your conversations be an adventure, not a medical chart. Comment number 7 if this hits home. 8. Holding on to outdated beliefs. Beliefs shape us, but when they harden into walls, they push people away. I knew a man, Richard, 73, who insisted smartphones were ruining kids. His daughter, a tech developer, stopped sharing her work with him, feeling judged. One day, Richard asked her to explain an app. That curiosity sparked a new bond. They started texting daily. Stubbornness often hides fear of change, of irrelevance. But staying open doesn't mean abandoning your values, it means listening. As Albert Einstein said, the important thing is not to stop questioning. Ask, tell me more. You'll build bridges, not barriers. Comment number 8 to share your thoughts. 9. Moving without awareness. As we slow down, it's easy to miss how our movements affect others. Blocking a store aisle, stopping suddenly in a crowd. I had a patient, Diane, 70, who didn't realize her habit of pausing in doorways frustrated shoppers. When she started staying mindful, people smiled more, grateful for her care. Slowing down is fine. Awareness is the key. Keep to one side, notice the flow. It's a quiet act of grace. As Confucius said, it does not matter how slowly you go as long as you do not stop. Move with purpose, and people will respect you for it. Comment number 9 if you're with me. 10. Joking in ways that sting. Humor is a gift, but some jokes don't land like they used to. Teasing about someone's background or choices can feel harsh today. I worked with Carl, 72, who teased his grandkids about their weird music. They laughed politely but drifted away. When Carl switched to light, self-deprecating humor, they opened up, sharing playlists with him. Humor should lift, not divide. Ask, does this joke connect us? As Mark Twain said, humor is mankind's greatest blessing. Use it to bring joy, not discomfort. Comment number 10 to let me know you're following. 11. Acting helpless when you're not. It's easy to lean on others as tasks get harder, but acting helpless when you're capable can strain bonds. I knew a woman, Grace, 68, who always asked her son to handle her phone. When she learned to do it herself, her son's pride lit up the room. "Mom, you're unstoppable," he said. Effort matters more than perfection. Try the small things: fixing the TV, carrying a bag. As Eleanor Roosevelt said, you gain strength, courage, and confidence by every experience in which you really stop to look fear in the face. Show you're still in the game. Comment number 11 if this resonates. 12. Needing to be right. After decades of life, it's natural to feel you've got the answers. But insisting you're right can shut others down. I worked with Henry, 74, who corrected everyone's stories at family dinners. His kids stopped sharing. When he started saying, "That's interesting, tell me more," they opened up, seeking his advice. Wisdom isn't about winning, it's about connecting. As Oprah Winfrey said, the greatest discovery of all time is that a person can change his future by merely changing his attitude. Let others speak, and your words will matter more. Comment number 12 to share your thoughts. The Turning Point, a story of transformation. Now, let me tell you about Mary, a 76-year-old widow I met 5 years ago. Mary was vibrant once, but after her husband passed, she slipped into these habits. Her clothes were outdated, her comments blunt, her conversations all about her aches. Her kids visited less, her friends faded. One day, her granddaughter, Emma, left a note, "Grandma, I miss the real you." That was Mary's wake-up call. She started small, fresh clothes, listening more, asking about Emma's life. At a family picnic, she wore a new scarf, shared a funny story, and asked Emma about her dreams. The room lit up. Mary wasn't just aging, she was living fully. Final thoughts: reclaim your light. Friends, aging isn't about fading, it's about shining brighter with every year. These 12 habits aren't flaws, they are chances to grow. Each small change, a kind word, a fresh shirt, a curious question rebuilds connection, respect, and joy. As Dr. Seuss said, you're never too old, too wacky, too wild, to pick up a book and read to a child. You're never too old to change, to connect, to live fully. Comment below with one habit you'll shift and how. Your story could light the way for someone else. If this moved you, like, subscribe to Living Fully After 50, and hit the bell so we can keep this journey going. Thank you for being here. I'll see you in the next one.